Concrete, an ever-present part of our everyday life, something we take for granted. Without concrete, the construction industry would be at a standstill. Almost every structure relies on concrete, whether it's a sidewalk or a huge skyrise building, they both would be nothing without concrete. Thankfully, there's a massive concrete industry that allows the development of society to continue. Today, we're going to be breaking down the journey of life for concrete and the crucial part each step plays in its success. Now, the first thing you might be asking is, what is this crucial substance to society made of? Well, it's a mixture of paste and aggregates, also known as little rocks, that hardens into a solid. The first step to making concrete is making the paste that binds the aggregate together. This paste consists of mostly Portland cement. Now, Portland cement is a key ingredient to concrete. Without it, concrete wouldn't be able to harden. Where does this magical substance come from, you ask? Well, Portland cement is a mixture of raw materials. First, ground up clay and shale and limestone are put into a kiln and baked to a very high temperature. And once they are baked to this high temperature, the powder hardens into like a hard substance. They take this substance, ground it up, and mix it with also ground up gypsum. Now, these raw materials mostly come just from open pit mining and quarries. And once you have all these materials mixed together, you have Portland cement, which it will, when introduced to water, harden. So now the next ingredient, concrete, is aggregate. Aggregate generally consists of just gravel and sand, but aggregate is very important to concrete as it makes up 75% of the concrete mixture. These materials and used in aggregate also come from mines and quarries. Now, when you combine aggregate and Portland cement, it is very important and crucial that the correct proportions and ratios are met. That is why when they are making concrete and mixing it, they make sure and spend a lot of time being sure they have the correct proportions. Now, once the correct proportions are reached, the Portland cement and aggregate is mixed together with water. Soon, a chemical reaction begins between the water and the Portland cement. The cement begins to gain strength and coats the aggregate particles. Once this happens, there's a limited time to work with it before it hardens. So then the next step is to get this concrete that is going to harden to wherever it needs to go before it hardens. Now this is where the special made concrete trucks come in. These trucks have a specially designed rotating barrel in order to prevent concrete from drying too soon. These trucks drive to the construction site, and when they drive there, the barrel rotates and agitates the concrete inside to help slow down the hardening process. Before the concrete arrives at the site, the workers have constructed a set of forms. These forms are usually just made up of wood or composite panels that are set up to contain the concrete and hold it in the desired shape while it hardens. Also, before the concrete is poured, they insert metal structures made of rebar or metal mesh into the area where the concrete is going to be poured. These are very important because alone, concrete is mildly strong, but with the addition of steel, it becomes much, much stronger. And without the steel, you wouldn't be able to build buildings on it or put a lot of weight on it. So then, they pour the concrete into these forms. And generally, in most cases, the concrete can be poured right from the truck into the forms. But in some cases, if the pour site is inaccessible by truck or too high, the use of a custom pumper truck is necessary. Now, a pumper truck is a vehicle that is specially designed and it has a movable arm that can extend quite far away from it, and it has a set of elaborate piping running along this arm. And now, the truck also has a special pump that allows it to get concrete from the base of the truck, pump it through these pipes to the end of the arm. This allows them to pour the concrete in very remote areas and inaccessible otherwise. Now, once the concrete is poured, it is left to harden, and this takes a couple days up to a week. So once the concrete is hardened, they remove the forms around it, and it's ready to serve society. Next, they build buildings on it or finish it however it was intended to be used, and it will stand and serve society for many years. But eventually, either the concrete will fail or the structure will be demolished, and the concrete has to be dealt with. So generally, concrete is demolished along with the building and is removed in large chunks. They use a large hammer on an excavator to break it into these chunks. Now, once they have these large chunks, they take them and feed them through a machine that crushes them up into aggregate and small rocks. And once they have this, these crushed rocks can be used as gravel, or they can be used to make more concrete. And then the life cycle of concrete begins all over again. And this, what was once concrete serving society, is being made into new concrete to serve society all over again.